Come on, Hand. Today, we look into the joy of being clean and crisp and tidy. We do that by using soap. Soaps we use to get clean with today are fairly different than the first kinds of soap. And the liquid kinds of soaps have only been around since about the 1860s. So really not that long when you think about all the people that have come to live on the planet in the earth before, and all the dogs too. So what did they do for soap? The first things weren't even like what we would consider a soap. It's just like sand and dirt. I mean, Doctor, I have this weird thing on my skin. What should I do? Well, it looks like dirt. Just rub some dirt into it. It'll be fine. But I thought that's how I got dirty in the first place. Or they would take oils and rub them onto themselves and wipe them off with a cloth. Timmy, get over here and let me scrub your feet with the baby oil and the sheep's wool. No. So, you can imagine all the clean lifestyles that they lived and all the, avoidance of like leprosy and lesions and other things and having leeches and, they had that. That's part of why there are so many health issues, since rubbing dirt on something made it, clean. Well, thank you, Hans, for the quotes, but don't drop me next time. Get the clean dishes out for dinner. No, I mean the clean ones. How are your potatoes? Grainy and crunchy and full of dirt. That's just like my mother used to make them. But early on, in the land of Babylon, that's like over in the Middle East area. It's like, somewhere over by Iraq or something like that today, they figured out how to make soap. And this was done by using oils and wood ash to make like the first kinds of cleaning agent. Not like secret agent or something like that, but an agent like a thing you use for a purpose. And in this case, it's a cleaning agent. This is not the mission I was expecting to go on. Quiet and finish scrubbing the floors. And so, the wood ash, they would get it, from burning wood in a fire and then collecting the little gray fluffy cloud piles afterwards. So while the oils and wood ash worked, others figured out how to make something even better. The bar of soap. I know what you're thinking. The bar of soap. So 1800s. And you're right. Before that, they didn't really have the bar of soap. They had like soap pieces. Not like a bar, but still, it was the best they had until that time. And so they used it, and they loved it. They said, we love your soap pieces, but we love the bar of soap even more now. So, I know what you're saying right now. You're like, Ned, tell me, I want to know. How did they make the bar soap instead of the crusty little flakes that they had before? Well, they burned down plants and boiled fat and mixed them together. I know! Exciting! But really, they would take the fat left from meats and boil it down. After doing that for some time, then it would be left to cool. And then sitting at the very top, there would be like this layer of fat that is like crusty and hard and stuff. And if you have ever cooked in a pan and decide to take, the easy clean method by like fill the pan full of water and leave it on the stove, you might have seen like the crusty ring of fat form at the top of the water. It's something very similar like that. So they would take the ferns or the wood and burn those and turn them to ash. After the ashes cooled down, they would collect the powdery parts and mix that with water in one container that could leak like out of one container into another container. And the water that seeped out of the first one into the second, the spitty part there, it's called lye. And lye, it's not like, go lie down, Ned. You need a nap. You're talking crazy talk. Or like, I can't believe you, you liar. And it's a chemical compound. It's kind of like a salt. So add a little water, mix in the rendered fat and lye, and boil it forever until it thickens, and ta-da! You made a soap! Instead of just quitting there, they would then pour it into containers and make it into shapes and then cut them into bars and, That's why it's called bar soap. So that covers the bar kind of soap. But what about the liquid squishy soap? You know, that you like squish between your fingers and watch it go. And then your mom's like, hey, are you washing your hands in there? Yes, of course. I'm definitely not playing with the soap again for the 30th time. But that didn't happen until after cars were a thing. I know! It's crazy to think that we got the liquid squishy soaps after we had cars, but it's true! A guy named B.J. Johnson found a way to make soap from palms and olive oil. And he called it something like palm olive. And people liked it so much, and it became so popular that they changed the name of the company, to be Palm Olive. It was pretty sweet. And it was much nicer for cleaning things that weren't skin. And the machines for cleaning clothes, well, that uses the liquid kind a lot more too. They liked it better too. They're like, give me that liquid stuff. Don't give me the, shaved bars and stuff. And since adding water made bubbles, and more water could finish cleaning it up, and it made liquid soap super popular for all kinds of cleaning. And then there are exfoliating soaps. Ooh! Really, it's like somebody just took liquid or solid soaps and put the leftover road gravel into it and said, oh, rub this on your skin. Doesn't it feel just like rubbing against the pavement? It sure does. I did that last week on my bike. There is a purpose, though, to removing the top dead layers of skin. And this allows the new pretty skin underneath to come out and be all happy and be like, oh, I am now out in the world. I get to see the sun. Ah, the road gravel, it's coming! But exfoliating soaps, they really do have a purpose though. When your hands get all super filthy after working on cars and getting grime all over them, it can be useful for the extreme gardening or farming kinds of hands too. Get all that dirt and crevices out of the garbage and stuff and throw it down the soap with the gravel type rock sand soaps. So now there are all kinds of different soaps to choose from. The bar soap, the liquid soap, the exfoliating soap, which is really just kind of mixing and matching of the other ones. But there are also metal soaps, metal! Yeah! Which aren't used for cleaning per se, but are used in greases and making things more slimy and stuff for slippery actions and things. So these aren't what you think of when you think of a soap, but they are a soap. They are used to make oils thicker. Like when you add more ice cream into a shake and you take the cup and you turn it over and nothing falls out and you're like, whoa, yeah, that was a good trick, man. Do it again. Mostly these soaps are used with machines that needs oils that act more like Play-Doh or something like that. They get really far into the gears and stuff and stay there forever and keep it all lubricated and moving. Metal soaps are used in oil paintings too. I bet you didn't know that. That one's pretty cool. The posters and things, not so much the posters, but you go looking in the shows and they're like, oh, that's a nice impressionistic one. Oh, that one's from the Dada era. Oh, that one's modern art. It makes no sense. Although we have all kinds of different soaps to clean with, people can't get enough soaps. You got all kinds of options. Some claim to clean better. Others pride themselves on how smelly their soaps are. We've got the smelliest soaps in the world. Or they pack other moisturizers in them and lotion to help with skin health. Make you all glowy and shine and feel radiant and radiated or something like that. And yet more add alcohols in them to keep the bacterias and the germs away and the microbes away. Keep them all away. Keep them far away. I do not want them anymore. Keep them away. But let's be honest. All of these are great and they provide more options than anybody could possibly ever need. It just makes us so many different choices. But they all have their place and use. Yes, even the ones made by that person in your neighborhood that makes them into those little cat shapes and the ones that look like food. Just remember, they're not to eat. I don't know how, but I know. Don't eat them. So, okay. Dirt and sand do not equal a good way to clean your hands before dinner. Bar soaps, because you cut them into this bar shape. And they're soaps. Liquid soaps are the best thing since cars. Road gravel can be good for your skin as an exfoliator and get all the trapped dirts as long as you use it gently. Metal soaps thicken oils and are used for greases and for making the paints and painting the Monas and the Lisas. It's up to you to decide what soap to buy that is right for your application. Apply to your face or apply to your feet. It is up to you to support your local business soap makers. And if you want that custom bath bomb, that's on you. Keep your minds open and your ears too. Go and learn things. It's good for you. Bye-bye. I smell awful. It is time for a dirt bath. And the liquid kind too. Our soaps have only been around since about I tried that one again. Go behind your ears and pretend like... I don't know where I was going with that. That doesn't make sense. It's not even funny. With the baby oil. Bah! After they cool down, I need to pause again. Let's try something else because I don't know what I'm doing and I am singing now. Ha 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 ha. Oh. Come on, man. Oh. Oh. I had to cough. Let's start again.